what is it that you do? I know, Owen, you have a specific kind of area in mediumship that you work with versus Kristina. So, Owen, tell me a little bit about what you do.
I'm medium and psychic, and I pick up people from spirit who are in spirit, and our loved ones are acquaintances of the living, and I do that through going into adjusting my brain patterns and my thought processing.
Okay,
and
yes.
it's about having both a calm and active mind when doing mediumship. It's we have to be active because we have to know what is
who
coming
we're
at
talking
us,
to,
who we're talking to. And a popular misconception is that it's all just downloaded and people just sit there and spew it out. It's not quite, because we get our information in symbols and sometimes hidden meanings, and a lot of times they will get us to say certain words, and we don't know what we're saying. If that sounds right.
Yeah,
because,
absolutely.
In the wording, the loved one has just so little time, a second to give us their information because of the connection and the way the energy works. So quite often they will give me something like, say, hot chocolate, and
you're probably thinking, what the heck is hot chocolate? Come on.
yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
But, so it's imperative that I say that, and sometimes it's in a sentence, sometimes it's just hot chocolate. But what they're trying to get me to do is say hot chocolate, so that quite often it may be that they made hot chocolate on a snowy winter day, and that was sort of their thing.
Right.
Or they loved hot chocolate.
So it's a connection to your client, your sitter.
And the client knows what it's about, because you say hot chocolate, and all of a sudden they're going, oh yeah, Mom used to make that
all the time.
After school.
It's a bit of a game of charades, per se.
Yeah, and it's funny questions too, because so what about the hot chocolate? Or give me something else.
Right. Keep going back and checking in. Yeah. Now, is this a little bit different than what you do, Kristina?
A little bit. I still am connecting in similar ways, but in doing the psychometry that I do and the automatic writing, I'm actually connecting with the person's soul, their spirit.
Okay, yes.
And so when I hold the object and make that connection, and then I hear things in my head and I write that down very quickly, that's the writing part.
Okay.
And then we go through the reading, the writing, and decipher it. And I'm also getting sometimes visuals or impressions of information that goes with the writing.
Right. And so that's you. It's not, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong here, but we did have a little bit of a hot topic earlier where it was talking about going in a trance-like state, and it was almost like as if somebody else was writing. But this is you tuning in and you're doing the writing? Or how does that work that way?
It's I'm connecting with their spirit, so it's their spirit speaking through me to them.
Okay.
So I'm a little bit of a soul medium, I think.
Oh,
so I'm not
like
necessarily
that. Okay.
connecting with their departed loved ones.
Right.
Connecting with them.
With them and their energy, and that's what's coming through in the writing.
Usually the wording would be you should, or do you know, or you can.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, hey, who better to connect with and give them information than their soul?
Because sometimes spirit wants us to know information and to understand.
And they're trying to get through. Hello.
Exactly. Exactly.
So, Owen, tell me, what was your first experience with mediumship?
I think my first real connection, or my first knowing connection, was shortly after my mother passed. It was about 2 weeks after. And I just felt her presence. I just felt her energy. And so that was the first time, and I was kind of embarrassed, so I sent her away. I said, no, go visit the grandkids, somewhere else. They need your help.
First. Thanks, Mom, but
and then
don't get any ideas. I'm kidding.
A few years later, when her sister passed, again, it was probably within 2 or 3 days after her visitation, I woke up in the middle of the night, couldn't sleep, and so it was dark, and I didn't want to put any lights on because that would wake me up even further. And so I sat on the couch in the living room, and there was a wall switch by the door, and it was a dimmer switch. And all of a sudden it came on. I was sitting there.
Oh my, that woke you up.
Oddly enough, at the time, I just went, okay, hi, Gert. Hi, Mom. How you doing? Because I was fully clothed.
Right. Well, at least she's a little more polite about it. And Kristina, is there something that sticks out in your mind that would be kind of like your first experience with this?
Mediumship was like an ongoing process for me, taking some classes and then practicing with the writing on my own, and then doing practice readings with friends.
Right.
I could go back further to when I was quite a bit younger, and I had a work situation where if I left the area where the phone was, I couldn't hear it if I went around the corner. And I realized I could occasionally determine that the phone was going to ring. Like I needed to pause before I went through the doorway. And so I played with that a little bit, and I thought, oh, maybe I can, maybe I can figure it out sooner. And so I tried to force it, and you know how it is. You cannot force. You can't force this, and I pause.
That's
and
when
wait
spirit intuition goes,
Exactly, yeah. So that goes back quite a few years, and there would be a long gap between then and now. But yeah, I've had some interesting experiences where
sounds like you've had lots of practicing with it.
practicing where I'll get names or I'll get significant symbols or impressions that say that's the connection.
That come through.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think it's important to mention at this point, a lot of us that working as mediums, we keep going for education. We keep learning from each other and from the so-called experts. And it's important to always be gaining knowledge, isn't it? And I find myself that things are moving so much faster that we're getting our information quicker, and it seems should I say easier? But yeah, easier in a way.
And less obstacles being thrown in front. It's kind of flowing naturally the more that mediumship becomes mainstream.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your experiences with us. Be sure to subscribe to our Third Eye View YouTube channel and check us out on Facebook. And as always, you can connect with us through Kawartha Mediums as well.